You're watching the TGM production. There's a house.
Here's a door.
Windows 1, 2, 3, 4. Knock on the door. Turn the lock. It's Who School. The Doctor and Ruby were walking down the street. It was the middle of the 80s or the 70s. Who really knew? The Doctor's time detecting device had broken. It couldn't tell the time. Ruby's watch didn't work because it was Apple, and that type of signal was not invented. Ruby was a very happy woman. She was in a new world, in a new time. She travelled with the Doctor for about 10 days. The Doctor had no clue what was going on, because the TARDIS was on its own, rogue, and had a life to itself. The Doctor tried to pull the levers to send it back to the right time, but nothing ever worked. So he was stuck in this time. As he's wandering up and down, up and down, up and down, him and Ruby stumbled across a miracle. They met a man, tallish, with a tash, called the Brigadier. And as the Doctor also had abbreviated name, the Doctor said, "Hello, I recognise you." And he said, "Yes, I'm Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart." And he went, "Oh, the Brigadier! How nice to meet you again." Wasn't the first time they had met. It was actually the 81st. But it was the first time the Doctor had ever met the Brigadier in this face. Every other time the Doctor had been in this world on our Earth, he'd only ever met Kate Lethbridge Stewart in the last 10 to 15 years. He felt it was odd. He felt it was weird that the Brigadier was still around. He remembered that when you time travel backwards, people that are no longer with us are now with us again. It was an odd experience, but again, the Doctor managed to solve the problem. Ruby had never met the Brigadier before, so they had a nice chat about time, space, time, and realised none of them are Einsteins or scientists, so none of them understood the technology behind wormholes, black holes, and travelling through quantum space. "Yes, quantum space," the Doctor cried. "It's a word. It's a lovely word. It makes me sound intelligent. I'm actually only 4'4". The Brigadier went, "Why are you only 4'4"? The Doctor had no clue, because they were all talking gibberish. 5 hours later, the Doctor is still walking up down that street. He read a sign and he said, "Hi, abba-dabba-dabba-dabba." Turned out he was in Mumbleland. He was in the Mumbles. But not the Mumbles that everyone knew and loved. An alien planet called the Mumbles, where everyone looks like humans, acts like humans, has the same genetics as humans, but really they are Mumblebumblebums, which are alien race, where they take organs from living people on Earth and then put them in their own body to make them the Mum. The Doctor and Ruby and the Brigadier walked up to one of these people to ask them a question about their civilization. The Doctor cries, "What's going on? What day is it? What year is it? Can you let me know, please, sir?" The alien replied, the Brigadier said, "Please speak properly. The Doctor had forgotten. The TARDIS was broken, so Ordinarily, Ruby and the Brigadier and the Doctor would have had it translated into English, but sadly, due to all competing factors, the TARDIS had broken and would no longer translate. This became difficult. This became a challenge. This became Race Across the World on BBC One, Ruby's favourite TV show after Sherlock Holmes, starring Benedict Batch, which is, yeah. So the Brigadier was like, I don't know how I got here. Turned out the Doctor had dropped him off 4 years earlier in a different body and stranded him. The Doctor had no recollection of this. It was only regenerated 4 months ago, so his brain was still foggy. He was trying to get all of his memories back. Which, if you really want to try that, it's quite a difficult job, if you would imagine. Ruby was over the moon still by all of this, because this was only her third adventure. She was, I'm going to tell everyone about this. They won't believe me, but I will. I'll tell the world. I'll tell everyone. And the Doctor's like, please, don't tell the world, because if they don't believe you, you look like the idiot and you get sent away. So please, whatever you do not tell the world. The Doctor had a good point, said Ruby. But the Brigadier was like, oh, we're unit. You can't talk about this. You can talk about unit. As in, there's an organisation called UNIT, run by my daughter, Kate Lethbridge Stewart. But you can't say that anything else about UNIT, thank you. It's like, you want to talk about Torchwood. We shouldn't know about Torchwood, really, but they're very obvious. They're very obvious where they are, right? The Cardiff branch are in Cardiff, the London branch are in London. When Cybermen knocked about the other week, that was the London branch. Messed up, the idiots. The Doctor went, no, we're not calling anyone idiots, please. We are not, I repeat, we are not calling anyone idiots. If anyone's the idiot, I'm the idiot. The Doctor, Ruby and the Brigadier both said, no, you're not the idiot, Doctor. If you were the idiot, we would have told you already, right? So, you're not the idiot, we're not the idiot, no one's the idiot, thank you very much, goodbye. They all walked off into the distance, skipping, running, and edging the bets that everything's going to be alright because they're in the world of Doctor Who. And usually, 9 out of 10 times that the Doctor's involved, everything is fine in the world of Doctor Who. That's not a problem, that's not an issue, but it's the world we live in. Ruby, the Brigadier, the Doctor, will never seen again. Did the Doctor die? Did Ruby die? Did the Brigadier die? The only way to find out was using the TARDIS, which had stopped working hours earlier. They were gone for days, for nights, for weeks, for months, for years, and they were never seen ever again. UNIT disbanded and shut down. Torchwood became the new UNIT. The world was full of aliens. Evil, nasty aliens. It wasn't very pleasant for you or me. It wasn't very pleasant for anyone. But sadly, that was how it was going to be. But will the Doctor return? Will the Doctor have survived? Who knows?